What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, not in any particular order though, ticker is SOC. So Sable Offshore sitting at 1173. Over the last 1 year, not doing too great. So it is down 49.61%, but over the last 5 days, starting to build up some pretty good momentum, up 39.09%. So definitely good stuff for that. And generally that's the type of stocks I look at, stocks that are starting to build up some good momentum, and plus in many cases shorts just being very overextended. This is what they do. So oil and gas exploration and production based out of good old Houston, Texas. On a side note, based on some developments that we've seen with Venezuela, looks like oil is going to be pretty hot for this week. So again, this stock could definitely be having some nice momentum behind it. Aside from that though, 30.03% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 31.45 million shares overall being shorted. DTC being at 3.4 days does really signal that shorts are rather overextended. And that, on a side note, does factor in the average volume in comparison to number of shares being shorted. But cost to borrow is sitting at 2.79. So that's kind of on the low end on a side note. But through IBKR does indicate roughly around 5,000 shares is available to be shorted. And so in some cases, if stocks are limited supply, such as this, you could be seeing some buying from big players just for the purposes of lending it out. So again, add this stock to your watch list. It should be a very hot one, especially this week. Aside from that, moving on to the next one, ticker is RPGL. So Republic Power Group sitting at 67 cents. Has been trading for roughly around 5 days, give or take, since the 29th, and it is up 54.69%. So already starting to build up some good momentum, very low market cap. So there's a lot of good information right here. So if you want, feel free to pause it and go through it. But this is what they do. So IT consulting and other services based out of Singapore, 8 employees, founded in 2015. Right now, 30.02% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 1.97 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow, this is what is very intriguing. This is an annual rate, not a daily rate, but 794.82%. Still, even on the daily, that is crazy, crazy high. So in overall, definitely this is perfect circumstances for a squeeze already, despite it only trading for roughly around 5 days. And then there's about 10,000 shares available. So most likely you'll be seeing some buying going into the next couple of trading days, as big money will love to take advantage of that very juicy cost to borrow. So again, they'll be buying just for the purposes of lending it out. So add this one to your watch list. Moving on to stock number 3, ticker is SIDU. So this stock has been on this list for the last 2 weeks, ever since it was roughly around $1. So even though hypothetically these lists, like a lot of stocks, have some good pre-existing momentum, there's a good chance that they just move higher without having a squeeze such as this. So for instance, over the last 1 year, it is up 41.97%. Over the last 5 days, up 81%. And then over the last 1 month, up 566. So this is why I say add these stocks to your watch list. Even looking back at a lot of my other videos, there's a good chance that a lot of these stocks do really hit home runs, but they don't ever squeeze. So again, if you're looking for some good swing trades, add these ones as well. But right now, sitting at 433 during the after hours on Friday, did touch $5. So this week should be very hot for this stock. This is what they do. So aerospace and defense based out of the States. Right now, 13.09% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 4.06 million shares. So on Friday, you actually did see a little bit of a squeeze because shorts returned roughly around 44% of their position. So 3.2 million shares were returned. So kind of crazy stuff. Cost to borrow average, 121.04%. Again, that's an annual rate, not a daily rate. But the circumstances are here for this stock to really continue to move higher. And most likely you could be seeing some buying, again, just for the purposes of lending out some stock, because there's only about 20,000 shares available to be shorted. So Add ticker SIDU to your watch list. Moving on to stock number 2, ticker ASST. So this one is sitting at 86 cents. Based on the technicals, it's starting to show some signs of a very nice breakout. Last time this kind of layout did occur, it went to roughly around $1.80. So big things could be coming for this stock. Over the last 1 year, it is up 63.16, and then over the last 5 days up 5.94. So again, a lot of good pre-existing momentum, starting to bounce off of that 74-cent very strong support. So definitely good stuff. This is what they do on a side note. So asset management and custody bank, obviously linked to Bitcoin, but 42.7% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 175 million shares overall being shorted. So it went up 17+% on Friday, and despite that, shorts decided to try to slow it down, so they did increase 1.03 million shares, putting them in a little bit of a bind because DTC is 1.59 days. So shorts are very overextended with this stock. Short score 67.08, and then through IBKR it does indicate about 150,000 shares is available to be shorted. So most likely as well, you'll be seeing some buying going into this upcoming week. And then last but not least, last one is ticker DVLT, sitting at 101. Over the last 1 year, it is down 50.49%. Over the last 5 days, up 35.98. So finally starting to show some signs of a nice recovery. This is what they do on a side note. So semiconductor, 65 employees, founded in 2010, based out of the States. Right now, 21.65% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 52.07 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average 11.53, so kind of good. A little bit on the low end somewhat, but short score 68.06, and then through IBKR it does indicate roughly around 200,000 shares is available. So all of these stocks most likely could be seeing some buying just for the purposes of lending some stocks, lending it out. And regardless, I think a lot of these stocks have some pretty kick-ass good momentum starting to form, and so you could be seeing either continuation of that or a potential squeeze. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other squeeze plays that you feel could really move higher? If so, drop some tickers in the description below. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid on-point buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.